Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bibliomancy for Beginners. This is our spin-off series, Nostalgia Junkies finale. We're talking about the last book in the series. Before we get into it, though, I'm going to let all my lovely co-hosts introduce themselves, starting with Gretchen.
Hi, everyone. I am Gretchen from the blog My Life is a Notebook. And for, the first episode in forever, I'm not actually sitting on Michaela's bed, which is super weird. I can't pat her ginger head.
I'm so lonely.
I know.
Why did this happen?
Because I have homework to do, and I couldn't, walk up the circles and walk back.
Oh.
But anyways, I am Gretchen from the blog My Life is a Notebook, part of the Betwixt the Books family, which is Michaela and I's new umbrella term for her blog, my blog, and all of our YouTube videos, and Bibliomancy for Beginners. Woo!
Yay!
I don't have anything to say. I just did an apple caramel jello shot, and I'm waiting for that to, leave my system. I might do another one, though, because I want to eat apples, but my roommate cored all of our apples and put out. So I am over 21. It's legal, but yeah. That's me.
Casey?
Hi. I'm Casey, technically from the blog thedrunklibrarian.wordpress.com, but I haven't been on that in forever because grad school is hard, and I don't know what else to say because I have a cold, so I will probably act like I'm drunk, but I'm not. I'm just full of mucus. And yeah. Hi.
Basically same, though. Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, more or less.
I mean, for Friday's Drunk Book Club episode, I was drunk with a cold, so I was both.
Oh, man.
Yep. Hi guys, I'm Michaela. I'm from the blog The Pied Piper Calls, which is, as Gretchen said, also in the Betwixt the Books family. I don't have anything new to share except that you should go watch Friday's Drunk Book Club where we talked about Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I'm going to be coughing this whole thing because I was sick 2 weeks ago and just the cough will never go away. Ever. Ever, ever. Just constantly coughing. So apologies. There might be swearing. I need to say that earlier, and I don't.
Swearing.
Okay, there will be swearing. Also, this is a book club, so we do talk about the characters and events in the novels, but we always give a spoiler-free overall review before we get into the spoiler section, and I will let you know when that is. Before we get into our overall review, I don't have my copy of the book here, so I'm going to have Gretchen read to you what the back of the book says so that you can sort of have an idea of what happened to this book if you don't remember or you haven't read Dying. Okay.
Or if you haven't read it. Although, if you are here watching this book club, please be aware that this is the 10th book in a series. We have done videos for every single book, but by the nature of that, anything we say, even in the spoiler-free section, is going to spoil possibly parts of the first 9 books. But anyways, it will also be the inside flat because this is my fancy hardcover. So, here we go. It has all been leading to this. Every victory, every loss, all the thrills and sadness, the hope and despair. Bobby Pendragon's heart-pounding journey through time and space has brought him to this epic moment. He and his fellow travelers must join forces for one last desperate battle against St. Dane. At stake is not only the 10th and final territory, but all that ever was or will be. Everywhere. This is the war for Halla. Every question is answered. Every truth is revealed. The final battle has begun.
Which one's the 10th territory? Third Earth?
Yeah.
Third Earth.
Okay.
And yet Patrick was, really irrelevant this book. They tried really hard to make it sound like he mattered, but he really didn't.
Poor Patrick. He died in such a horrific way last time that everybody was just like, well,
Yeah. Poor baby.
When also they were like, oh, this scrawny little librarian man, we should have put you in earlier when maybe your smarts would have helped, but now we just need to kill things, so bye.
Yeah.
So it goes for the librarians.
Hobie ho.
Gretchen, what is your overall impression of this book?
Okay, so for the past, well, I'm going to say 9 episodes, because I actually wasn't here for the first episode. But for the past 9 episodes, I have been, like, saying, listen, the ending of this book is what killed the series for me. It's why I never went back and reread it. And why I just remember these series with so much anger. And you know what? It doesn't get better with age. There are so many issues. Okay. I like this book. I do. I think that in terms of like a final book, it has everything it could possibly need to have. And by everything, I mean Bobby literally runs around with a kitchen sink. Like, there's literally everything in this novel. And it just, everything is revealed. You get answers to things you didn't even know you needed answered. But it's just, some of it, a lot of it is really good. A lot of it is amazing. But some of it just, like, reveals these weak issues. And then there's the whole, just the last chapter of the book. No matter what I think of the series as a whole, the last 9 and, like, 7/8 books, I hit that last chapter, and I'm just so angry. So I don't.
Wait, okay, are you more?
Wait,
are you more or less angry than you were at the end of a series of unfortunate events?
The series of unfortunate events at least, like, ended in a respectable manner. I am more angry.
Oh, wow. That'll be fun.
Explode in this final finale episode for 9 episodes. There is a reason. It'll be great.
Yay!
So I'm gonna let you sit there with that.
Casey, what did you think?
I don't have a lower third, which is sad. All my lower third said was, that happened. And that's kind of how I felt about the book. Like I feel like it was really, like, the first 3/4 of this book are, like, super epicifying, and there's this huge build-up, and Mark inexplicably becomes the sexy badass, and Courtney inexplicably becomes useful. And then it just sort of, the final conflict with St. Dane, it was just so aggressively anticlimactic. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I feel like we deserve more than that. And then it just ended. And then we got the weird epilogue, which was special, and Gretchen has way more to say about that than I ever will, but it was just, it had such a great build-up, and then it just sort of stalled, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't know. I agree with Gretchen that it was really fun. I've enjoyed this experience so much, but the ending, I thought, did not live up to the rest of the series.
All right. I'm going last here. This was my favorite series from childhood, and it still is. Like, it hasn't changed. There isn't another series that can, like, punch this one and kick it out of that spot. I do have to say that as an adult, I took more offense in the last bit of this book than I did when I was first reading it. When I was first reading it, I was completely fine with it. And, like, the epilogue thing, Harry Potter does it too. So, like...
The worst, I thought, Harry Potter's made more sense, but it pissed me off in the same way.
Right.
I was reading this and thinking, oh, he Rowling'd it.
Yeah, exactly. I could have done without that last bit yes, it was mildly anticlimactic, but it like ended more solidly right before that. And I feel like this last bit is more of like a throwaway to people who need to have the closure of like, but what about the romance? What about the love interest? It wasn't necessary for me, and I feel like Gretchen has more feelings on it. So
Oh, no,
yes.
I didn't get it. So, yeah, we're going to have to chat about it because I don't really know what happened. I'm not that bright.
Yes, so now we're going to go into the spoiler section. That was a slightly spoilery, but not really. We danced around the issue. If you don't want to be spoiled, you should go away and read the book and come back. If you want to watch all of our other episodes, there's a playlist, which I'll have like a thingy somewhere up above here that you can click on, and it'll bring you straight to the playlist, and you can watch every single episode from the beginning. Yes. Spoilers. Do we want to start with rants this time so that you can just get it out of the way, Gretchen?
I don't know, because I feel like, honestly, I should, like, hold that, because it is the very end of the book, and I feel like if we automatically begin to discuss the end of the book, we'll miss what was really a fun and engaging ride through the first part of it, and I feel like if we automatically jump there, I'll just, like, erase anything good I ever had to say.
Okay, then your favorite part, Gretchen.
My favorite part. I did enjoy that, Mark, I mean, I didn't enjoy it, but, like, I don't know, Mark and Courtney just kind of served to illustrate how much more badass they were than Bobby ever, like, tried to be.
Yes, like, that was mine.
Did it. And meanwhile, like, Mark and Courtney have friends actually dying. And I guess this kind of does relate to my rant a little bit, and how, like, this book eventually ends up having no consequences. But Bobby is just like, yeah, like, if I die, it doesn't matter, because I'll just come back. I'll be in Solera and I'll be there. But Mark and Courtney are like, no, this is real life, friend. Stop living in your, like, egocentric video game and, like, fix this. So I really did like their character development. Now I remember why I, like, left the series liking Courtney so much, because she was just like, gonna get shit done. And also, I don't know, like, this isn't like a favorite part, but it made me giggle, is reading through Bobby and St. Dane's final, like, tete. And I was actually reading it while sitting next to Michaela, and I just turned to her and I said, thank God they didn't make this into a movie, because everyone in the movie theater would just be having an epileptic fit.
Yep.
Like, it was written so wacky. I was like, this is just odd. I don't know. I enjoyed laughing at it, even though I wasn't supposed to be laughing at it.
Yeah. That's allowed. Casey, do you have a favorite part?
I'm trying to remember the book. I have a Wikipedia article. I read this like a billion weeks ago, but that's because I had like a fail. Anyway, I think I really did like the first most of it.
just the first chunk in general.
Yeah, it's hard because the things I liked are also the things I thought were kind of stupid. Because it's like, yeah, Courtney did become badass, but it's almost like she became so badass that it was like, okay, girl power, she's perfect. And Mark just became generic sexy action movie hero, which I'm very responded to her nerd crush not being a nerd anymore. But oh, I don't know. This actor, which is very unintellectual, but it's just so much fun. I wish this had been more popular, because it would have made such a good series of video games. And yeah, I think I enjoyed I liked the lore too, the whole Solara thing. That was clever. I don't think I've read anything like that before. It was really well thought out.
Woo. That is always my argument for this series, is like, it has ups and downs. There are good books, there are bad books, there are positives, there are negatives, but the one thing I have to say about this is it was planned. Everything was planned.
That is true.
It all comes together and like clicks in this last book, and that's part of the most satisfying thing of this, I think, is like being like, everything led up to this. Oh my god.
Yeah, except for a few things, like, there shouldn't have been that much of it being like, like in this book.
Yeah.
It was just like, I mean, you see my lower third. It was just like so much. Okay, now we're gonna sit here for about 30 minutes and discuss like the soul and how Saint Dane has his power, and now you have access to this power and the spirits and blah blah blah. Like, I appreciate it. It was very well thought out. I was just like, oh, should have ironed out a few of these bumps there, but
instead of just throwing it all at you at once.
yeah.
Well, I feel like a lot of authors do that, where they put so much thought into the mythos that they want to share it all with you, even if it's not all really all that necessary. It's just, I think you've had that problem with Michaela before. He just loves to show his work. I think it's called corning, but it's like, yeah, we get it. You really thought about this. Maybe you could have edited it down a little bit.
Yep.
I just really like when he goes in to explain it to like Mark or Courtney, and they're like, I don't understand a thing that's going on, but okay. Or he's like, I really can't explain it to you. And I was like, that's how I feel.
That's me. You're me.
Was this was the book with Neva's mom, whose name I've forgotten.
Ellie.
Ellie was badass this time. Ellie and Neva's thing, new favorite. Sorry, the book is going to keep coming back to me in spurts. I'm going to keep interrupting you as I remember things. That's my favorite. That was cool.
Yes. Also,
especially because there's been such an emphasis on physicality over the last, like, I feel like in the beginning Bobby was special because even though he wasn't strong, he was clever and stuff. And then,
not so clever.
And then he got buff. Well, they kept trying to tell us he was clever. And then he got buff, and then it was all about fighting. And Mark was really our only nerd. And then Mark became a really good fighter. It was just like, it was really nice to have one character and relationship and arc that was not based on kicking the shit out of each other. And I liked that.
So I have theories about this.
Okay.
Because for sure this book series is marketed more at boys than it is at girls, that is the arc that nerdy boys would want to see when they're little, of like, I might be little and nerdy now, but just you wait. Puberty happens, and then I can beat the shit out of you. Also, I'll travel to a different territory and just get buffed there, because I have to. Fine. But that's why I think that's happening. Is it's like a boy thing, of like boy trope of you need to be strong and masculine, and you're not because you're reading this book series about dumb kids traveling through dumb space.
Yeah.
But yes. Rants now.
Gretchen, the floor is yours.
How can you write a series of, okay, any length of books, but we have 10 books here, and then get to the end of the series and tell us that it meant nothing? If all of this time you are building up all of these consequences, these people have died, Mark has lost his parents, all these people have, like, stood up for something that they believed in, and then been, like, reappropriated to a new planet, and Bobby's learned all this stuff about him and had all these adventures, and all of these people have grown. And yes, at the end of the book, is their living situation shitty? Yes. Has everything gone to hell? Yes. But you understand that because these people have been so resilient and grown so much, you have all of this faith that they will, like, thrive and live. And it's perfect. Like this series its own consequences. Like we talked about, Bobby kills a dude, and it's like meh, whatever. He literally erases his own books in the epilogue.
So
I'm not confused by that.
Here's the thing, though, Gretchen, is I don't think that's what happened. So I was thinking about it because I knew that this was what you were going to get mad about. I don't think that what happened was that it went back to page 1 of the first book and that's where it picked up again. I think what happened is that at the age that they were all dropped back into a world that would have been normal for them with mind erased stuff.
Yeah,
so 18 or however old they are at the end of this novel, they get put back into a normal life, having sort of fixed stuff, I guess. I don't know.
But it's the same thing. It's the same thing. All of the journeys, all of the losses, all of the issues that they dealt with, the moral, the physical, it's all erased. Everything that happened.
See, wait. I kind of thought that it was more of a, did everyone go to this new world? Because I sort of thought maybe just the travelers got to relive, this alternate dimension, but, what about what just happened? With Mark and Courtney going off to rebuild Third Earth and presumably to bang now that he's hot.
Now that's hot.
I ship it. But what happened to Third Earth and Elong and everything?
Here's my thing, and it is that we as English majors can sit here and extrapolate the potential of that final epilogue, but any child who reads that, minus maybe the really, really smart children like Michaela, overall, they will read this and think, oh my God, nothing, they wished that it had never happened, and so it never happened, and you get the whole, outline of Bobby's life, after Courtney, kissed him, they, went through high school, and he went to Villanova, and became an author, and then they finally, 10 years later, whatever it is, got back together and got married, and they've been together. Fucking Mark still has to die of a heart attack at 40. Never get to see his kids grow up. Why did Mark deserve any of this? I ask you. And
Mark is this book series whipping boy. Mark can't have a happy ending.
He got to find love, lady. He got a solid 10 years of sex. So, I mean... That is Mark's reward.
If that epilogue wasn't tacked on, do you understand how happy I would be with this book series?
I totally agree.
Yes.
I thought the original ending it had ambiguity. It was great.
I would literally be sitting here throwing the books up in the air, screaming best series in the whole entire world. Everything is beautiful and wonderful.
Especially because Bobby really would have had to give something up. I was like, oh man, it sucks that, Laura's never going to see her sister again. All these people are going to have to say goodbye to people they love, but that's the consequence of not being from this earth. That's the sacrifice they give up. That is why Bobby is Space Jesus. And, but then it's nope, no sacrifices for Bobby. Well, I mean, I guess,
here's a question I have.
Sacrifices for Bobby.
Do you think that was Michaela's choice, or do you think that was the publisher saying children are going to want a happy ending and this isn't a happy enough ending?
Ooh. Someone tweet at him. Let's find out.
You do it. You don't have a Twitter.
I'm sorry, I can't stand for that. I have to take the book as it was published, and
No, I know, but knowing how much effort was put into plotting this whole thing, I highly doubt that he was that willing to retcon everything.
I agree. And it's the only thing that really felt kind of tacked on. Well, that and the whole Saint Dane. We'll get into that.
Do we want to get into that now?
I don't know. Gretchen looks like she has more to say.
I just like and I don't want to say that like I don't like these like I would totally be 100% willing to give DJ Michaela the benefit of that doubt, but that does not erase my anger. My anger is still directed at this book.
I got you.
So my anger and my ire, and like from little Gretchen on forward, this isn't something that as an adult I'm like, oh no, I take back that happy ending. No, tiny Gretchen was like, you did what? So it's like there's like 10 years of anger built into this like issue with this final book. And I know I have other rants, but once I calm down from like my anger at the epilogue, I'll talk about something else.
Okay.
I'm done, Casey. Go ahead.
Oh, well, really, the only thing, just because that sort of seemed, again, we talked about it, the emphasis on the physical, and my hand is huge because it's so close to the webcam. Anyway, so that bugged me minorly, but I don't know, it seemed like Bobby and St. Dane, first off, were having this really, really badass fight where they were, like, jumping between dimensions, and it was just, like, so cool, and would have made such a good video game. Anyway, but then it was just like, oh, all these people suddenly changed their mind. Years of brainwashing and social engineering have been undone. And now St. Dane is running around like, no! And like shriveling away and like, Bobby, help me! It was like Voldemort fetus in Harry Potter, where it was just like if Voldemort fetus had just been the end, and there had been no big epic fight. It was just like, it felt like such a pathetic end for this villain who had been so cool, and it was just like him like trying to scream and make everyone do what he says, when it's like, you're supposed to be smarter than that, and I'm sorry, Bobby like just was really cold too. He was like, this is the way it's meant to be. St. Dane bursts into smoke or whatever the hell happened. I don't remember. It was just like, damn, Bobby, like, that's really heartless.
Secretly, Casey loved St. Dane and wanted him to win.
No, but I wanted him to have an
Casey's
epic
never.
ending. I wanted him to have, like, a brutal death fitting of his douchebaggery instead of, like, everyone, like, turning their backs on him and him being, like, all, like, which is my attempt to manifest him getting all, like, old and shriveled and not intimidating anymore. I thought it was just kind of like, I don't know, felt like Michaela might have run out of ideas. Was like, oh shit.
So I would be like, I have to disagree because I really liked the way that St. Dane's ending came about because it wasn't flashy. Like it was just him failing, and him failing was his downfall. Like, he's been stabbed through the chest before and survived. Like, he's been murdered in a way, but like he failed and then literally like was undone because of that.
Yeah.
And for a villain who's so manipulating, who's so about not being the flashy person, being the person on the side who controls everything, as soon as he has lost control, he's nothing anymore. And like, it was so satisfying for me to watch that happen, even if it was a little bit bullshit.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know.
he just went, he fell so far so fast, which I guess was the point. But it was just like, it just kept seeming like the let's shit on Saint Dane party, and it was just like, I don't know.
Can the angry one weigh in on this?
Go ahead,
please
Gretchen.
do.
Okay, believe it or not, I agree with Michaela.
What?
Right? Okay. But allow me to explain. Is the fact that, I mean, and I've said this from the beginning, that, like, Saint Dane has been so super two-dimensional, especially in the earlier books. And you're like, what does he want? What does he want? What does he want? He wants power. But he's always wanted power in the smart way, where usually he's the guy off to the side, blah, blah, blah. And then in 9, you really see, like, you see the moment where his grand idea slips into hyperbole and he's the king on the throne. You're just like, and in a way, that's the beginning of the end, and that's what press has said from the beginning, which I really liked, that we can only win when Saint Dane thinks that he's won.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Because it is ego. And that's what ultimately causes his fall. And I agree that I thought that the ending of that fight where all of the Ravinians were all of a sudden just like, poop! Like, I agree that that wasn't done as smoothly as I would have liked to see it.
Mm.
But I totally believe that it could have happened, first of all. And also, I think for a kid's book especially, that is such an important thing to have said, because it's so easy to say, these are the people who rebel, these are the people that follow the bad guy, and, like, there's this clear divide. But then they were saying, you know, no, these are the people who followed the bad guy and then went, shit. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they realized their mistakes, and thereby proving that humanity can make mistakes, but it can redeem itself, which is not something you ever see. Like, you know, every dystopian novel, like, in the YA genre ever.
Yeah.
It's like,
the good and
here
the
are
bad.
the rebels, here are the bad guy, and, like, there's no...
Yeah.
It's just, like... So I appreciated that. Like I said, it wasn't, like handled as, like, smoothly, but in terms of concept, like, A++. I was there.
I can respect that. It just, I don't know. Yeah, I can't explain it.
I mean, you want the big ending.
Something. I did. I wanted the badass.
It's not as bad as the
Yeah.
ending of the 4th Twilight book, whose name escapes me now.
Oh my gosh,
the
the fight that didn't happen.
Yep.
The movies made that way better, but
They did, because they at least showed a fight.
a brutal fight.
Also, that last movie was great because they introduced all of those really awesome other vampire characters.
I honestly haven't watched the movie, but I've seen that scene because everyone was talking about it. And I would have
People's heads get ripped off.
I would have loved to be in
crushed.
the theater as, like, the little tweens were, like, horrified and then get into it.
Yep.
I haven't watched the movie, but I've seen the cinema sins, which basically counts.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're
It
right.
made
It
it
was
better,
nowhere
but
near
yes.
that bad.
At least there was a fight of some kind, and
That
then a
is
fall.
true.
A very tragic fall.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that it's just so funny because, as much as these books have kept trying to say, Bobby is the one, like, Bobby just kind of hangs out, and, like, it really is humanity that, like, makes the big decisions.
That is true.
And, yeah, like, Bobby's kind of there to, like, kind of like St. Dane to help push them there. But Bobby really is just kind of like...
He's a figurehead.
Yeah.
He's a...
Which, like,
metaphor.
I thought would have been a really interesting, like, concept to work with, except for we constantly getting told, Bobby is Jesus, Bobby is Jesus. And I'm like, alright.
No, Mark is Jesus. He just needed to get hot to find his true Jesusness.
No, though, I guess kind of one thing that occurred to me while we were talking is, like I was saying that Bobby was really cold, and I think that and the patheticness is, like, St. Dane didn't die because, like, like, it wasn't like Bobby was on the cliff and offered St. Dane his hand and St. Dane went all, like, refused it or like killed himself like Javert. Like he was begging for mercy, and I know it probably wasn't real, but it was just, I don't know. It was just like he was like begging Bobby to save him, and Bobby's like, "Fuck you." It was just like, oh God.
Which is a really great character trait for Bobby, though, of like, if he was the perfect savior hero, he would have done the noble thing and like not let that happen. But instead, he went, "No, you fucked up so many people's lives, killed so many people, want to hurt so many people."
I agree, but we don't go into it.
No, we don't.
Delve into it. And I think as readers, we were supposed to be like, "Yay!" And I was just kind of like, "Ugh, this is kind of dark, guys."
So like assume that you don't want anyone to save Hitler, and that's just.
Saint Dane is space
especially
Hitler.
when, honestly, I think what was harder for me because like Saint Dane has done so much shit to Bobby and his friends. I was like, it kind of makes sense that at this point Bobby's like, please go away. But then like when he went to Uncle Press and he was like, be friends. A long time ago, we used to be friends.
And then Veronica Mars strolls in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Uncle Press was like, yeah, but you gotta go now. I was like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone was so brutal. It was like, don't you guys feel a teeny bit bad?
Nope.
Nope, I guess not.
Yep.
Although on the subject of redemption, I know we kind of already mentioned Neva, but like, friggin' Neva, again, showing like, someone can choose the wrong side and realize that they've made a mistake, or like buy into like the ideology, but like think that it's gonna happen at different.
Am I wrong that she died?
Oh, she died. Yeah.
Okay, good. I am remembering that correctly because I feel like she had the redemption moment and then immediately was like punished for it.
Oh, absolutely.
That was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, her moment with her mom was, it was a great moment. But I like that they couldn't save her.
No.
Yeah.
It was too late.
But, you know, it's fine, because in the epilogue, everything's retconned, and she's living with her mom.
Yeah, but did that happen? I thought it was just the travelers got, like, a hallucination. I literally thought that's what happened. Like, wait.
Well,
what happened to Third Earth?
Because when Bobby's reading the journals, he starts to remember, and he's like, and then, okay, because it literally goes, hang on, I will listen.
But if it was retconned, why couldn't they have just done that a long time ago and just gone, whoop? I don't know.
That's why I don't think it was completely retconned. I think that at the ages that they were put back into a place that was healing and were given memories to replace these memories that made everything make sense.
But, okay, so wait. But the territories as they exist right now, screwed up, but going to improve, does that just stop? Does that just not exist?
No, so what I'm saying is that they're staying where they are. Everybody is in their own territory in the way that it is, are given new memories to replace everything that's happened since the time that they started becoming travelers, and that just is life for them now.
That's
because
clever.
We don't actually get to see. He's in a hospital room, and I mean, they tell us like major life events for all of the characters, but we don't actually get to see anything or what the world's like. We just sort of either have to assume that it's completely retconned, which is why Gretchen is upset, or I think what I had done was being like, oh, so they just like wiped their memories and like gave them this new life that could have happened from this point on.
It would have been nice if they'd mentioned, like, man, that whole Ravinia thing was weird, but...
Because that's the thing, because, like, given how broken the worlds were, like, I just don't think they could have had these kind of idyllic futures.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I think even if they had been put back, even if they didn't remember, and, like, also, like, how Bobby and Courtney signed their emails, the Travelers. Like, I mean, so much of, like, Alexander Namier stood up there and called himself the Traveler from Third Earth. Like,
yeah.
there are these little details that just don't make sense if they had been put back into the world, even Second Earth, as broken as it was. Because I mean,
unless they
it's trying to tell us
everyone's memories,
like,
the entire world for
I don't
God,
know.
and they blamed it on global warming or something. I don't know.
We're not given enough information, is what we're saying, and that's a problem. Either leave this whole retcon bit out, or give us enough information to like justify what happened here.
Yeah.
I also would have totally believed that like Bobby got like some kind of like lifelight thing afterwards, and like he got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right before he like totally disappeared into Slayer, he got to live this. But then the person who drops off his journal says, "Well, I have 8 more of these to go." And I'm like, well, that means that all of the other travelers are stuck in this. Like, they didn't wish for that. Like, how do you know they aren't fine with their character development and they just wanted to go to Solera and, like, be with their families? Like, they all got sucked into this as well just because Bobby was, like, whiny.
Bobby was Jesus. Bobby never got to bang anyone in his teenage years, so now he needs to go back and do that.
Do you think, well, to be fair, did any of them really get to? I feel like the only one who was, like, old enough would have been Patrick,
totally banged.
And he wasn't banging
Gunny and Patrick totally banged people, both of them.
Yeah.
They were alive. They had lives.
Wait, who?
Gunny.
Oh, Gunny absolutely just was slaying puss left and right. But,
I
don't think Patrick was.
Somewhere. Gunny was.
Patrick had any game. Patrick was not getting any. I'm sorry.
Listen, you don't know that there wasn't a really cute librarian or a teacher that he worked with that just thought that he was the bee's knees.
It's possible. Did he ever have an acolyte? Maybe he was boning an acolyte. Also, we agree that Press and Osa were totally doing it, right? We're just like all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just make sure that we were all on the same page about the amount of sex these characters are having. Because that's how you read children's literature.
Yes. That is how you read children's literature. That's exactly how you read it.
If you read it as an adult, you have no other choice.
Yes. Well, I mean, yeah. All right. Someone in the room with you, Gretchen?
Yes, my roommate is here, and she just last night we made we like hollowed out apples from Applefest and made like a caramel jello apple shots.
Man, that's
one of which I ate directly before this started, but she just dug in there and got one out. And I'm making another one.
Okay.
Go ahead, hon.
Judgment-free zone right now.
I mean, listen, I've drank an entire bottle of wine while live on Friday, so I don't even feel like this is frightening anymore.
So did you guys actually talk about the book at all? I'm going to have to watch that video.
Yeah.
It was a really good discussion, actually.
I watched like a few minutes, but then was like, Taylor doesn't look drunk at all. Actually, neither did you, Michaela. No one seemed.
I hadn't had very much to drink.
Oh, okay.
Taylor had, and by the end of it, I was also lively.
I don't drink very much. I tapped out pretty early on because I didn't want to be like too out of it. Also, because I'm in charge of controlling the thing, and like I need to be able to turn it off.
Again, for those of you watching at home, it wasn't about getting drunk. It was funny.
Yes.
We all drank, but then safely.
Taylor was wearing my L hat. What gets more funny than that?
You guys are bringing the comedy. Owl hats.
Yep. Gretchen, have you thought of anything else that's bothered you? Because I can't think of anything else right now.
No, me neither.
Oh, Casey, you wanted to know my thoughts on Mark getting monkey?
Yeah. Sudden sexification of Mark.
I don't think I accepted that as a child. I think like all of that happened and I went, nope. Like immediately I just went, nope.
No, that didn't.
You're wrong. You can't do that. That's not how this works. He's too nerdy. He's too awkward. You can't just make him hunky off screen. That's not how this works. He's not Taylor Lautner. That's not how this works.
How was he, like, what was his workout regimen like? Was he just, like, lifting rubble in his spare time?
With carrots dangling from his mouth? I don't know. Like,
I mean, but I like, though, that they did that. They still made the effort to, like, bring his stutter back and stuff.
Oh, that was cute.
So he was still Mark.
Did he still have glasses?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure by that point he would have broken them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought he was really blind without them. That would have been a funny fight scene. Mark, just like super bulky and can't see shit. Just like
he's just like
tottering around.
Flail wildly and hope I hit something. No, yeah, my even now getting a description of him being hunky, my brain's just like, no, I can't imagine him that way. So I'm just going to pretend that you didn't say that, and that all of this is just weird.
Yeah, no, that's fair. He gets like long Jesus hair too. And...
Yeah, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark.
Poor baby.
Like, Bobby didn't recognize him at first. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, wait, but to be fair, weren't Mark and Courtney, like, how old were they? Like 25 or something crazy? Old?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a long time. Kind of awkward to picture, like, Bobby as the scrawny, young, baby-faced one next to Mark. Yeah. Would have been interesting to dive into that role reversal, but...
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby still got to be Space Jesus, so it doesn't matter.
Bobby still talked like a 16-year-old boy when he was supposed to be like 80 and dying.
I know.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yo.
Did you say yo at me?
No one says yo. I don't think anyone ever said yo.
It was supposed to be a parallel to the first scene with him and Courtney. Like that's what you were supposed to be like, oh, is it like rewinding back to this scene? And it wasn't. But at the same time, even the 12-year-old Bobby wouldn't have said yo.
Yo. What's up, bitch? It just didn't work. Okay, though, also, the fact that he ends up with Courtney at the end, which I reject because Courtney and Mark, now the hottest characters in the series, absolutely got together. I've shipped it from book one. What was the point of the whole lore thing? It was like he was in love with her, and then, like, he kisses her at the end of the last, or of book 9, or the beginning of book 10, or whatever. It was like, it was this whole thing, and then it just didn't, whatever. Courtney was
maybe we wouldn't have known
destined.
If it wasn't retconned.
Yeah. If it wasn't retconned, no, maybe he's with Lore kissing in space forever.
You know, that I choose to believe that is what happened. I reject the retcon. I reject the sexy Mark.
Weird, hunky, nerdy Mark.
Nope.
Doesn't work.
There's a tattoo with like a heart that says mom, but instead of an arrow through it, it's a carrot. I wish I could draw.
So it's like a heart, and like around the heart, it just says like mom, dad, Bobby. All on their own individual carrot.
Oh,
there
my
should be one that's
baby.
just books. Because he's still a nerd.
Yeah.
Well,
one tiny one over his heart that says Rip Andy Mitchell.
Rip Andy Mitchell.
I feel like that one wouldn't have a carrot that would have a middle finger going through it. Andy Mitchell sucked.
Even when he was okay, he still sucked because he
Yeah.
was Saint Dane. He was Saint Dane the whole time.
Saint Dane playing the
If they
really,
get
really, really,
retconned.
really, really long game.
If they get retconned and they go back to the original
Oh,
spot,
yeah.
does Mark just think that Andy Mitchell, like, his friend Andy Mitchell died? Is there no Andy Mitchell? Did Mark never get bullied? These are the questions I have.
Oh, I'd never thought of...
If they were given new memories to replace all
Wait,
of
is
them, they
Press
could have
still
just been
around?
given memories that Andy Mitchell never existed.
That's true. Did Press exist? Is Press the guy at the end, by the way? I feel like I should be smart enough to know who that person
The internet
was.
seems to think so.
Okay. I was just like, who the hell is this guy? Okay.
But I think that's why Bobby, like, sort of recognizes him and then is very confused because he's like, that wasn't real. That was all stories.
So wait, what was Press doing for that whole time while they were living their lives?
Floating in Solera.
Just sort of
He's like,
chilling.
these dumb bitches wanted lives. Gross. Making me
I
hang
will
around
admit,
here
life
bored.
in Solera sounds really boring. Like,
Yeah.
I hope they enjoy it, but I would be like, can I just be human instead? I don't want that. It's just like,
Eternity is terrifying. I don't think I actually would ever wish for long lives. I'm okay with my one human life.
Can you imagine what it must have looked like when they were choosing spirits to, like, be Bobby and, like, the tryouts to be Jesus?
I hope there were tryouts.
That's why
Show
Lord
up in
never
your baggy shirt and sandals. Grow a beard.
flip kid. Yeah, flip
How
kid.
good are you at basketball? But inexplicably still be unathletic.
Yes. You just
They
can
have them all
magically,
line up and one after another say yo. And that's how they picked. You're welcome.
This is the core of your character. We need you to read this line.
Yo.
Oh, but I miss Bobby's slang. Ugh.
I don't. That was the worst part. And so many times in these books, he would say something, and I would just go,
It was the best.
Remember when he was a flip kid?
oh my god. It's still my favorite series, though. It still is.
I'm really glad I read it. I'm still so upset. Make it a video game. It's just, I mean, it'd be so good.
I mean, we're coming up on an hour here. Do we want to, like, say our opinions of the series as a whole? Is that a thing?
We might as well. Yeah. Gretchen, you can go ahead since you started this.
Okay. It is two different book series, like, pivoting on, like, book 7.
Yes.
Like, there is some, and, like, books 1 through 6 are also for a lot of a younger audience.
Yes.
I think that this book series works best if you actually are able to grow with the books. But I mean, as we've said to the past, like, there is something for older readers in those books.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I mean,
mostly Spader. And
yeah. Until,
and they're
like,
gone
5,
relatively
when they're
early
lost.
on.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, whether or not I would recommend this to, like, a reader of our age, I would say that it's a commitment that you could make. Once you get, like, to book 7 and beyond, you'll be a lot happier about it. So, I don't know, maybe read a wiki of, like, books 1 through 6 and then read 7 on.
Or
But, like,
just listen to our discussions of the first 6 and then read from 7 on.
I really think that given the way the books are structured, the way they're written, the plots of them, if you don't grow with the books, it's kind of hard to get into the earlier books enough to make the commitment to get to the end. It's so worth it. Once you get to, like, 7 to 10, it's like you are rewarded for those first 6 books, but it's so hard to hang in there for them. And then, I mean, there's this ending. Just don't read. Like, when the font switches for that final time, just don't read it.
Yeah, you'll be so much happier.
Don't read it. And then you'll be okay.
Ignorance really is bliss.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me, like, I read the series once through, got angry, and never picked the books up again until we did this. And I'm glad that we did this because I got to reevaluate them. But I won't be rereading them again anytime soon.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not either. This is the first time I reread them, and I loved these books. So there's that. Casey, what did you think of the series as a whole?
I thought this was a lot of fun. I do agree that there was a pretty serious tonal shift. But I honestly, personally, I know this is something you guys very much disagree with. I didn't think there was a huge shift in quality in terms of I didn't think the earlier books were that bad, and I didn't think the later books were significantly better. Like, thinking of, like, my favorites off the top of my head, it would probably be, like, 7, 9, 4, and 1. Like, I enjoyed the hell out of the first book. But I'd recommend it. I'd feel like I'd give someone the first book and say, this is what you're getting. Because it pretty well establishes who Bobby is. Bobby doesn't really change that much over the course of the story, which is a little disappointing. But Mark will get sexier, but that's about it.
Why do you need to change?
Will get both more and then less annoying.
Yep.
The amount of action will be approximately the same, sometimes more, sometimes less. I don't know, I think the first one, despite not being as deep as the later books, really captures the essence of the series in a lot of ways. So I'd say, read the first one, it'll take you like an hour. Okay, that's not true. It'll take fast readers like Gretchen and Michaela an hour. It probably took me like 5. But, and you'll know, basically, whether you want to keep going. And then when you reach the really crappy ones, like 3 and 5, and for me, parts of 8, you'll know that there is better. But I don't know. So I feel like I'm rambling a lot. But basically, I would totally recommend this to people. I would so recommend this to kids. Like, when I was a kid. It's weird saying I was obsessed with them when I stopped after the stupid cat one, but I think part of that was just it took a while for them to come out, and there were other things to read, and I started getting into these really stupid, like, Sweet Valley High, like, melodrama romances. Anyway, not important, but I don't know. I recommend them. I thought they were a lot of fun. I don't know. I think I probably won't be rereading them, at least for a while. And if I do, I'm probably going to reread the ones I know I like. Yeah. I will never pick up 5 again. I'm sorry. Man, 5 was just something. But
no one liked 5.
No one liked 5. Sorry, Michaela.
No one liked 5.
Cat people. But yeah, no. So, I liked it. I thought it was an above-average children's series.
Yeah, I will say to that, in case I do recommend this for children. Yeah. If you're like our age and want to read them,
especially if you're a reluctant reader, like the friggin' like gladiator scene with and the exploding tack and it was cool.
Especially like boys, yeah.
Mhm.
Although, of course, obviously, considering that we're all female, we wouldn't shy away from giving them to females either. But if, like, you have, like, a young, reluctant male reader, like, just throw them at them.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Or read it aloud to them if they don't want to read by themselves because they're too big.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing, too. Obviously, this was my favorite series from childhood, so I'm going to say you should read it. Do I think that it's better for children than adults? Yes. I think that it's much more satisfying as a child, with the exception of a handful where both Gretchen and I said, I liked this better as an adult than when I was a kid. But
fucking Vlogs, man.
Yeah, it's way better as an adult than it is as a kid. But at the same time, most of them are better for younger readers. It's meant for younger readers. Michaela is actually very good at writing for kids in a way that is like grasps their imagination and keeps them entertained for really
cinematic.
Yes, it's very cinematic. He wrote for television. It makes sense. Yes, I'm a fan of it. I would say read it. If you're our age, you might not enjoy it unless you want to. If you were like into it, never got into them, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll read these, then by all means read them. But yes, you will have to like sort of make that long-term commitment. There's a lot of books and they're long and they're not all 100% great. Yes. Yeah. Those are my feelings. Do we want to finish up and shout out stuff now?
Yeah.
Guys, we made it.
Yeah, we did it.
Gosh. When did we start this? It's been
July. It's been months.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need another series. This was fun. I want to read more children's books with you guys. I don't like reading adult books.
Hey, if you're watching this and you think there's a series that we'd enjoy doing and you want to see us, feel free to shout at us. Michaela's about to tell you where you can find all the book club media, and then we're going to tell you about where you can find us. So if you have a suggestion,
hey guys, there's
please tell us.
books in the Animorph series.
Hell no.
Too many, Casey. Too many.
I know. It's okay. I will like them. My army of one.
I enjoyed them when I was younger. I don't
read
know
them
that
too.
I want to. Yeah.
We actually, Casey, this is why you have to watch our Drunk Book Club video, because Taylor actually brought up the Animorphs and said that he wished that you were here to have an actual discussion. And we brought up Animorphs on Friday.
Oh my gosh.
You have to watch that.
Yeah, now I do.
So, as Gretchen said, if you want to send a message to us and tell us what children's books we should read and discuss, like adults do, you can tweet at us at Bibliomancy 101. We have a Goodreads group. We have a Vine and an Instagram, and all of those things are linked down below. You can also tweet at us individually, or, well, not Casey, because Casey doesn't have a Twitter, but you can contact us individually or leave comments below this in the comment section-y thing, because I read all of those, so do that. Gretchen, where can people find you specifically?
On most social media, I am ADKWriter15. That's my Twitter. That's my Tumblr. My blog is My Life is a Notebook, which is adkwriter15.wordpress.com.
Why ADK?
Adirondack.
Oh, yeah. I've known you for years and never thought to ask that. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah. It was when I didn't know what usernames were, and I was just like, this is kind of me. And now it's just everything that I am.
That's your handle. That's you.
My handle. I am My Life is a Notebook on Facebook, and I am my name, Gretchen Homeyer, on Goodreads as well.
Casey?
I don't have, any of that stuff. I'm technically Casey Wayman on Goodweeds. But, I never do anything. Like, these guys write, reviews and stuff. I don't do that, no, because that's effort. But my big place of activity is thedrunklibrarian.wordpress.com. I am supposed to be doing The Fault in Our Stars, and I have not. I've gone a month without posting anything because I don't want to. But in theory, I'll be doing that. And probably other things.
Interesting.
Yeah. I like making fun of books. It's kind of a thing. And GIFs. Lots of GIFs.
Lots of GIFs. I'm Michaela, as I said. My handle across the internet is Pied Piper Calls. My blog is thepiedpipercalls.wordpress.com, where I talk about books and comics and K-pop for the most part, although I haven't talked about anything because school, and it always makes me unable to function and unable to do anything.
Michaela and I should have new videos coming soon.
Yes. I need to edit those tonight, actually, so that we can get them out tomorrow and post them for you guys.
Oh my gosh, you're going to have edited videos?
Yes.
I didn't even know we had edited video options.
we've done a couple of tags, and I think this Thursday we're going to try and do review type things.
Maybe not Thursday, because I have a paper due on Friday.
Maybe this weekend review type things. We don't know. But yes. Those are the things. All of the links are down below already. You should be able to click on them. And if you want to meet up with us next, we don't have anything until November because we're done now. We'll be reading this, which is a really chunky book, which is The Familiar Volume 1, which the subtitle is One Rainy Day in May. And actually the second one comes out this month, and I'm so excited. This is part 1 of a 27-part novel, with each of the parts being about 1,000 pages and published about 6 months in between each other, as far as I can tell. It's written by Mark C. Danielsi, who wrote House of Leaves, which a lot of English majors love and know.
I didn't like it, but anyway. I appreciated it.
Yes.
It was the best book I did not enjoy reading.
The important thing about One Rainy Day in May when we come back in November is the fact that we will be doing it a la hashtag in Bibliomancy. So there will be us and alcohol.
Alcohol. Woo. Woo. I'm going to get on reading this, not today, because I have a library book out that I need to read first, but I'm going to get on reading this so that I can pass along to my friends, because this was a $25 book, and I'm not going to make them spend $25 on the one book. They can borrow my copy, because I was willing to spend that much on it, because it's beautiful and I love it. Look, hold on. The pattern, which just looks like speckles, is actually cats.
What?
Will you focus? Hey, will you focus?
It won't focus.
Put a link. Put a link. I'm going to Google it.
They're cat faces. I'll put a link.
Like familiars. I get it.
The Familiar, One Rainy Day in May is the name of it. If you want to Goodreads, search it. Yes, so please do join us. Join the Goodreads group so that you know what our upcoming reads are without having to watch the videos, or our Twitter, because we also tweet stuff. And enjoy your day. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed Nostalgia Junkie.
We had fun.
We'll be back someday.
Eventually. I am not seeing cats. What the hell?
All right. Goodbye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.